Hey guys, welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we are talking my favourite ingredient in skincare, azelaic acid. Now, I've been using azelaic acid in my skincare routine for the past 4 years, and I've learned an awful lot over that time period. Over the past couple of years, we've all been experimenting with different ingredients, brands, and products in our skincare routine. But I want 2023 to be the year where, instead of reaching for a brand new product, we first make sure that we're maximising the benefits from the products that already exist in our skincare collection. That way, we'll minimise waste, we'll minimise our spend, and we'll get maximum bang for our buck. That's why I'm creating a series here on the channel where we take a deeper look into each and every skincare ingredient and how to get the best benefits from it. I've already covered vitamin C, which I'll link in a video up there if you missed it, but today is the turn of azelaic acid. So sit back, relax, let's talk how to use azelaic acid. Now, before we get into this video, I would love to know what your own experience with azelaic acid has been. I know so many of you guys out there reach for it day in, day out for your skincare routine, so share with me your azelaic acid before and afters in the comments section below. Let's get this message out there loud and clear that it's not always about buying new products for your skincare routine, it's about making sure that we maximise the benefits from the ones we already have. The best way of helping me to achieve this is by reaching down and giving this video a big thumbs up and a like. That's because the more likes the video gets, the more widely YouTube distributes its platform. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much. Now, I want to keep this short, sharp and to the point, so let's cut that waffle and delve straight on in. Azelaic acid is a true unsung hero in the skincare world because it offers so many different benefits for the skin, and I really do believe there's an azelaic acid serum out there for each and every one of you. Some of the key benefits are its ability to calm and soothe the skin. If you suffer from redness, irritation or rosacea, incorporating an azelaic acid can really help you to get on top of all of that, particularly if you use it consistently in the long term. Clinical studies have also shown azelaic acid is great at minimising acne-causing bacteria. So if you're teens, 20s, 30s or beyond and you still suffer with persistent breakouts, incorporating an azelaic acid could be one of the key ingredients to help you get on top of all of that. Finally, azelaic acid is wonderful if you're looking to tackle and fade hyperpigmentation. It calms and soothes that inflammation, meaning you're less likely to overproduce pigment in the first place. But if you already have poor pigment and discoloration, azelaic acid can work to break that apart and eradicate it that little bit quicker, meaning if used consistently, again, you'll see that more even skin tone. And on top of all of this, it's a wonderful antioxidant. I just don't think we could ask for more, and I covered where azelaic acid is derived from, the benefits that you can see in more detail in a recent video, which I'm going to leave a link to up there. But enough of all of that. Hopefully you're already sold on the benefits of azelaic acid, and you probably already have an azelaic acid serum in your skincare routine. But are you using it correctly to get maximum benefit? Hopefully that's where this section of the video will come in, and I want to share with you my top 5 tips for using azelaic acid to get maximum benefits. First up, concentration is key. Now, this could apply to almost all ingredients in your skincare routine. You need to match the strength that you reach for to your individual skin's needs, the level of sensitivity you have, and all that good stuff. But with azelaic acid, I think it's really important because different strengths will give different benefits. If you just want to dip your toe into the world of azelaic acid, get some of the great benefits that I've just mentioned, but minimize the risk of any side effects or irritation, I personally would just reach for a 5% concentration. You'll still get really good outcomes. You might need to have a little bit of patience and wait for them to appear in the long term, but a 5% concentration of azelaic acid is pretty well tolerated by almost everyone. Minimum side effects, less irritation, and definitely in the long term you'll see those results. For 5%, I would recommend this, which is the Mad About Skin Got You Covered Super Serum that I created because I really thought there was a gap in the market. Not a lot of brands were formulating with that 5% concentration that I think is universal, will work for almost everyone out there, and will give you some really great benefits. If you're looking to use azelaic acid to really get on top of your adult acne and then reduce that prevalence of acne causing bacteria, then I personally would reach for a 10 or a 15% concentration. This is the Face Theory Azelaic A15 serum for 15%, but they do also do a 10 if you check their website out. Now, this is a really great concentration which will have some fantastic hyperpigmentation and acne scarring benefits, reduce the prevalence of the acne causing bacteria, and also calm and soothe the skin at the same time. For me, I found that between 10 and 15% was the sweet spot where I got maximum results before my skin started to get too irritated. Finally, if you've got really stubborn hyperpigmentation or melasma and you really want to get on top of that, then most people would recommend a 20% concentration, something like this, which is the Skinner-In 20% cream. This will give you quite a lot of irritation, prickling and sensitivity, particularly on first use, but the results can be game changing. So I would say make sure you choose an azelaic acid that matches the level of sensitivity sensitivity you have in the skin, don't push it. If all your skin can tolerate is a 5%, know that you'll still get great benefits in the long term. If you've got very stubborn and persistent hyperpigmentation, you might need to reach for a 20% concentration. Accept that you're going to get some irritation, but battle through that for those really great results. A lot of people will find their sweet spot to be that 10 or 15% strength, but it's all being mindful of that concentration, because that's what's going to deliver you the very best results. I broke down the different concentrations and some more recommendations in a recent video, which I'll link up there. Check that out if you kind of want a little bit more detail about what might be the right strength for you. Second, keep your azelaic acid in the fridge. Now this applies to higher strength azelaic acids. If you're reaching for a 5%, you'll probably get so little irritation, this isn't actually necessary. But I would say if you're reaching for a 10, 15 or 20% concentration, keep the products in the fridge. That's because by cooling it down, when you apply it to the skin, you'll avoid some of that instant prickling, almost like needles jabbing into your skin sensation that you do get with very high concentrations of azelaic acid. That doesn't lead to the very best user experience, and whilst this sensation will dissipate after like 3 or 4 minutes, it can be pretty uncomfortable. You can avoid all of that, or at least minimize it right down by keeping your azelaic acid in the fridge. You'll get that instant cooling, you'll moderate some of that instant hit that you get from azelaic acid, and you'll definitely get a whole lot less prickling and irritation. Tip number 3, check out azelaic acid derivatives. Now, derivatives of azelaic acid are relatively new in the skincare world, but lots of studies have started to show actually they could be able to penetrate the skin that little bit better than pure form azelaic acid, so you might actually be getting some enhanced results. Best thing about azelaic acid derivatives is you get zero irritation with them. So if you've tried azelaic acid before and just the experience with it, the prickling, the irritation has put you off, don't feel like you have to miss out. Reach for an azelaic acid derivative. Usually when we think derivatives, we think, lower potency, have to really wait to see those results. But because of those studies that show it might just be better absorbed into the skin, actually, I think azelaic acid derivatives could be the key to getting really quick results with minimum risk of sensitivity. I covered some of my favourite derivatives in a recent video, which again, I'm going to leave a link to up there. Check that out. I've also created like an azelaic acid playlist, pulling all my azelaic acid videos together if you want to, do a real deep dive into this ingredient. But I'm going to say, don't neglect azelaic acid derivatives. This one, like the A-Pad from Geek and Gorgeous, could get you great results with practically zero irritation. Tip number 4 is for very best results, use your azelaic acid twice a day. Now, I think a lot of people see the acid in the title and think, yeah, a couple of times a week is the maximum that I can use this. And for some people with very sensitive skin, that might be the case. But actually, studies have shown that azelaic acid is perfectly safe to use on most skin types twice a day, and that's really when you're going to get those maximum benefits. I started very gradual with my azelaic acid, and I would recommend you guys do the same. Build up gradually in terms of concentration and frequency of use. But once you're an established user of azelaic acid, absolutely use it in your morning and your evening skincare routine to just double down on the benefits you're going to see. I've now been doing this for the past 2 years. I've got very little additional irritation, but I've definitely found that using it twice a day was the point at which azelaic acid really started to work with my skin and started to fade that hyperpigmentation way more effectively than when I was just using it once a day. If you have a very sensitive skin type, once a day might just be right for you, and always listen to what your skin's saying. For most people that can tolerate it, twice a day is absolutely fine. Finally, if you're using your azelaic acid to tackle hyperpigmentation, dark spots and discoloration, use it alongside a tranexamic acid, because studies have started to show that using these two together actually doubles down on the benefit of using each one in isolation. So for me, I'll go with my azelaic acid, and on top I'll put a little bit of this. This is the Allies of Skin tranexamic acid serum. This is wonderful, but there are cheaper options available on the market. The Inklist one, really good, and a fraction of the cost. But whichever tranexamic acid you choose to reach for, use it in partnership with your azelaic acid, and trust me, you'll cut the heal time from any acne scarring that you have in half, and it'll really speed up that hyperpigmentation journey for you. These two are like skincare best friends. So there you have it, guys, my top 5 tips for getting the most out of your azelaic acid serum. I've now been using azelaic acid for the past 4 years in my skincare routine, and I don't think I would ever be without it going forward. I've got some really great results, but I wish I'd known these things back then. It would have made it so much easier to incorporate azelaic acid. I would have had a much better user experience, less irritation, less of that intense prickling, and hopefully you can learn from my mistakes to make your own azelaic acid journey just that little bit more enjoyable. Let me know in the comments section below if you've got any other hints, tips and hacks when it comes to azelaic acid, and what ingredient would you like me to cover next in this series. Let me know. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.